Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. We are just moments away from what should be an excellent matchup between the Los Angeles Chargers and the San Francisco 49ers. With that, let's get you out to Silicon Valley, Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, as we welcome in our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Well, it was a common sight in the 80s and 90s, not quite as frequent since, but it's back. Playoff football in the Bay Area here at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between our visitors and the San Francisco 49ers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Godden alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they interplay here. They already have as many wins in the second half as they did in the first half, and we're just starting the second half at number 0.
And I know some of their fans are already starting to look forward to the draft, but I still think this team has a chance to win some games down the stretch.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Chargers, they're halfway home, looking good at a perfect 8-0.
And not much to complain about so far, is there? I'd have to say they're the best team in the NFL through the first half of the year.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be taken about the 12. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by their quarterback standing at 6'2" from Eastern Illinois. It's Jimmy Garoppolo.
And this is a game for grit, determination, and somehow finding a way not to panic. What a horrible start for them. I mean, they haven't won a game yet. So now, as a quarterback, you're not just talking to your team. You've got to demonstrate to them what they need to do to win. He's got to be the leader by how he plays.
They go play action here on first down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was looking that time for Dante Pettis, and that'll bring up second down. Let's meet the offense, Greg Robinson. Very, very talented.
What a man to set your offensive line with. Greg Robinson can do it all. Tremendous athleticism, great strength, just coming into his own.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. Here are the starters defensively for the Chargers. They were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And the big difference in the game? Their ability to force turnovers. Multiple, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, the big difference in the game.
It was impressive. Now the question, can they duplicate it?
Here we go.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And picked up by the Chargers. There he goes left side. And he takes it back to the house. It's a fumble recovery and a Charger touchdown. The pass receiver turned into a runner, then he turned into a fumbler, and it goes the other way for 6.
I love your description. Although for the offense, they're not too happy about it. But for the defense, what a big-time play for them. Never give up on anything. Sometimes you create your own points.
But the receiver, hard to fault him. He's just going for extra yards.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do, but you have to take care of the football.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This will be taken about the 12. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Here we go, here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They'll start on the ground with Breida. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. A check on Breida's numbers from last week. 14 carries, 56 yards, and a touchdown.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
On second down, a run with Breida. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. On first down, here's Breida. And now time is called as we've got an injured Charger down there on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Garoppolo is going to give this to Breida on the draw. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
That makes them now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on third down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
So here's the Charger offense making their way out. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it has permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended target, and it's third down. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that.
Love it when the next defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try.
It got his man complete. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. A big play there for L.A. 43 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Got a man. It's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen becoming just the second player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strike ability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Here's Hauschka for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This will be taken about the 12. He gets away from one. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet. And
anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Garoppolo to throw on 3rd and 1. And this is going to be incomplete.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a first down, threw a fastball when that wasn't necessary, incomplete pass. When are these quarterbacks going to learn? You don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. That throw into the arms of Allen. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A play action fake. They'll look to throw. Hunter Henry brings it in. Still fighting for more. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That's good for 28 yards.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know it's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there. The 20. Complete. Hunter Henry with the grab. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Now left side, a completion to his tight end, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. Gordon, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Melvin Gordon with his 16th touchdown of the year. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. And certainly some credit there for that touchdown goes to the offensive line.
They never get the credit they deserve in the stat sheet, but they are the reason that they got the points. Excellent job up front, clearing the way for the score.
Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. There's Dante Pettis as his guys head back out onto the field. With them losing here in the second quarter and his limited far, you'd have to think they're going to try to look to him a little bit more, right?
I would guess you would start to see maybe some quick screens, some hitches, anything to get the ball in his hands quickly and let him try and do some damage after the catch. Or maybe just flip some formations and keep him isolated where it's more of a one-on-one route and get the ball to him.
I say just 4 verts, right?
Hey, why not? 4 verts, one of the best routes in football. Hard to cover each guy all the way along the route.
So far, just 1 catch for him. A throw left side to start the drive is complete. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Garoppolo gives to Breida. And an alley to run. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Once again, they run with Breida on first down. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. On 2nd and 9, Garoppolo. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 42. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter. A lot of time to change things. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. The Niners on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. Now Garoppolo. Able to haul it in is Kittle. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 13 yards there and a Niner first. Garoppolo now, 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down. Garoppolo looks to throw. He'll get this into the hands of Breida. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from, look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. George Kittle, his first touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. That seemed like a much-needed touchdown after 21 unanswered points to start the game.
It's not often that you equate a football game to a golf tournament, but it's like you don't want to shoot yourself out of the tournament too early. So they needed that touchdown to make sure that they got an opportunity to not just get back into this game, but a chance to win it later if they continue to play well.
And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. The Charger drive about to get going. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
You can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
25 yards that time. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. He'll drop to throw. Going deep here. And this is taken in at the 5. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen ties LT with his 31st touchdown of the year. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Hauschka with the extra point. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And a first half that really has not been kind to them. A late opportunity here to maybe make some inroads on this deficit before half.
And this drive's going to go a long way towards telling us whether they actually have a chance to come all the way back in this game or not.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
On 2nd and 10, Garoppolo.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Powers ahead at the 45. He won't go down. Still going. Nearly a huge return as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. And we spotlight Keenan Allen as he gets set to go back to work. And they've got to figure out how to stop some of the highlights that we're seeing on the screen here.
And what it feels like.
Ready? Protein spill. Ready, ready.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. Keenan Allen, the intended receiver. But it'll be second down. Just his second incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
So we have reached halftime. Intermission with the visiting Chargers on top. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute. But first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll get started out in Denver. And it's the Broncos who have the lead in the second quarter. Cortland Sutton, a touchdown reception. From there, we're off to check out another game. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting Jags who are out in front. D.D. Westbrook, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get out to the Bay Area. See what's happening with the Raiders at home in Oakland. And that game's all tied up as they play the visiting L.A. Rams. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race. Very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. This will be taken short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Charger drive about to get going. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire half.
He's by himself, Keenan Allen. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. It's a big one there for the Chargers. 65 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line.
Let's go for it. On any first and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got him down for a loss. Not a big one, but any loss of yardage in this position.
And that is caught, and the record is his. It's a touchdown.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay.
Oh, now Breida loses it and picked up by the Chargers. But he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
Hauschka adds the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play long so you don't repeat it. But you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything, change it up because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
On 2nd and 11 now. Garoppolo. That'll be complete to Breida. It'll be a gain of 6. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Goodwin able to haul it in. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down. Garoppolo 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it 1st and 10. They go counter with Breida. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Here we go. Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Garoppolo. Now Garoppolo lost the football and picked up by the Chargers. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Now he has now hit number 500. Charles, that is his 500th NFL career catch.
Definitely worthy of applause.
And he fights his way in for a Charger touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 2nd touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. And the Chargers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Hauschka with the extra point. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go. That's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly
you
right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Officially, no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And take it right on the 30. Now a late flag comes in as they got him down via the face mask, and that'll give him even better starting position. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
He's going to look for out, and this is caught. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, 47 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on. And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. It's a gain of 3, and it sets them up with second and just 2 yards to go. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. To throw is Garoppolo. Open receiver, that's Caden Smith, the tight end. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 44-yard line. Back now here in Santa Clara. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Pettis hauling this in from Garoppolo. A gain of 6 there on first. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Garoppolo now, 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. That's complete to his speedy wideout, Goodwin. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
Let's see what you got.
There's Garoppolo to throw. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. Garoppolo in the offense with a 1st and 10, and he's hit on all 6 of his throws on this drive. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Pass, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Garoppolo again. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The Niners on 3rd down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This will be 3rd and 6. Garoppolo looks to throw once more. And that will be incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Getting set to go again here on offense, Keenan Allen marches back onto the field. What a game for him, Charles. 4 touchdowns. Heck, for a lot of guys, that's a good season number.
You're exactly right. And let's face it, we have to stand up and applaud this one, even though we're supposed to be neutral, because this doesn't just happen by accident. This isn't 4 times where the defense just falls down or breaks coverage. He's worked awfully hard, changing routes, changing areas, changing angles, and getting open for touchdowns.
We knew he'd be part of the game plan in a big way, and it has been in a very big way. Now a play fake here on first down. Going deep. It's caught inside the 25. And some room to maneuver. Fights free yet again. And he's finally out of bounds, but he's taken it all the way down to the 8. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. First and goal, Melvin Gordon. They've got it first and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be second and goal. They run it here with Gordon. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone can stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers. So a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Here comes the 49ers punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. And we spotlight Keenan Allen as he gets set to go back to work. He's been almost impossible to bottle up. You see that number 10 on your screen, a big reason why they have the lead.
One of the guys that's being featured in this game and making sure that he's targeted because they do trust him with the ball. That's why they go back to him time and time again.
The Charger drive about to get going. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. And they take a knee. Back to throw. Caught by Allen. That bulldozing through both. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play. So it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I'll guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
So we had action to the very end of this one. The score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end. And, some coaches preach that and tell their teams, that's what I want all the time. And they feel like if they don't do it themselves, they're not living up to the message that they're sending out.
So for our visitors, the train just keeps rolling. 9-0 now to start this campaign. And they'll get another road date next week. Meanwhile, for the Niners, it's another week, another loss as they fall now to 0-9. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.